Hi, so if you are a subscriber or a follower of my YouTube channel, you'll know that for the last 3 years or so, I've been posting videos specifically relating to the ScanNCut machine. And the videos that I post are usually either using ScanNCut Canvas, which is the brother online software program, or I use Inkscape. Over the last few weeks, I've seen quite a lot of videos popping up in my YouTube recommended for the Cricut Maker. But I have to say that the introduction of the new Cricut Maker with its rotary blade is a definite game changer, I think, especially if you are somebody that works primarily with fabric. But I've been playing with the software. I downloaded the Design Space 3 app onto my iPad, and I have to say I can't believe how easy and intuitive it is to use. I don't use ScanNCut Canvas on my iPad at all. I don't like it. I find it clunky, I find it cumbersome. But the Design Space app is brilliant. So I then decided that I'd have a play with it on my Mac. So this is my Design Space account. And if you're a Cricut or Design Space Pro, then this video is probably not going to be of any interest to you whatsoever. But if you're a new Cricut user, or you want to get to learn Design Space more, then subscribe to my channel and come along and learn with me. And obviously, if you know how to do something that I'm struggling with, then please leave me comments under the videos and let me know as well. So here are 3 projects that I've made just in my Design Space. Now, from what I can see, when you log into this is the interface. So you've got kind of information and advertisements and things along here along the top. Then you've got my projects, so anything you save of yours goes into my projects from what I can see. Then you've got featured projects, and then there's a button here where it says you can view all, and you can just scroll through. And I have to say, I think that these projects are amazing, far better than the ones we have in ScanNCut Canvas. Then you've got what's new for Cricut Access, which I believe is some kind of a subscription-based way of cutting files. I've not really looked into that at all. You've got things that are broken down for vinyl, you've got iron-on, cards, home decor, sewing projects, fall, and then you've got featured artist Anna Griffin, so Anna Griffin stuff, Hello Kitty. There's absolutely all sorts in here. It's brilliant. From playing with the software, it's far better than Canvas in many ways, but just some simple stuff it doesn't seem to be able to do. Now, as I say, this is my first look at Design Space, so I could be totally wrong and I could be missing something glaringly obvious. But I don't seem to be able to make a shadow layer for a simple shape or text. If you know a way of doing it within Design Space that's easy, please leave me a comment under this video. So, from what I can see, you've got a box here with a big plus on it that says new project, or you've got a box up here that says new project. So I'm just going to click on this, and this brings you in to the Canvas screen, much like you would see in ScanNCut Canvas online. I've got my mat set in inches, and then along the side here you've got some icons. You've got templates which seem to be, for example, if you want to put vinyl on a t-shirt, you can select this and it will bring up the front and back view, and it will tell you the type of t-shirt. In this particular instance, it's a men's 3/4 sleeve, and it will tell you it's a size small. It seems that you can obviously change this. So if you wanted to make a child's t-shirt, and then again you've got small, medium, large, extra large and double XL, and then you can custom. So if your child has a specific, say, chest measurement, from what I can see, you can alter the sizes here. And then these don't print or cut or anything, they just enable you to position your text on the side. So let's just say we wanted to do a small kids 3/4 sleeve t-shirt, and we wanted to put hello on the front. So you would select your text box, type your word hello. This then brings up your fonts, and this box also expands. So from what I can see, if you want to write a greeting for the front or the inside of a card, this box expands so that you can see all your text. And let's just say, because I'm not a Cricut user, I want to use a font that's installed on my computer. So I would click here, System, and it will bring all the fonts that are on my computer. Now I know that I've got one called Grandma's Garden. So if I start to type that in there, it gives me a preview of all the letters and characters within that font, and I can then select it, and it will then change the font. With the padlock locked, I can drag this out and I can see how this would fit on, say, this child's t-shirt. And if I'm happy with the sizing, if I want to make it taller, I can unlock the padlock and then drag it down. And if I hover over it, it tells me that this is just under 7.5 inches wide and it's 4.5 inches tall. And it also tells me that up here as well in the size, width and height box, which is great. So assuming I would be happy with the spacing and everything of that, or if I wanted the letters closer together, with it selected, while I'm in here, I can adjust the letter spacing so it goes closer together or further apart. And if this was 2 lines of text, I could adjust the line spacing as well. If this was, say, 2 words, so I've just double clicked on the word and it's brought the text box up again. So let's just say I want to type hello, lovely. But if I want to, say, have this word lovely under the hello, so if I just double click the word again to bring the text box, and if I put a carriage return by the L and put it underneath, and then if I go to alignment and center the words, this is not how I want it to look. So I'm going to come back to the line spacing, and I'm going to hit the up arrow, the down arrow, and bring the word lovely up towards the hello so that the spacing is better. Now from here, if I go to make it, that's how it would cut on my mat. And I can then come up here and hit save, and I can give it a project name. So I'll call it Hello Grandma's Garden. And I'm just going to make this not public because it's just me playing about with the design space, and save it. And it's told me now it's saved. So if I go back to home and go here and in my projects, you can now see there's the file I've just made. So let's say we want to use something that's already here. So you can go to projects, and this brings up all the projects and then all the different categories. And you can filter your searches. So if I want to look for something by Anna Griffin, it tells me there's 87 results. If I want free for the Cricut Maker, it will bring up all these projects that are free for the Maker. Let's just go back to all categories and let's just choose one. So we'll go with birthday mason jar. So this is kind of like the recipe sheet for this project from what I can see. It looks as though you can print it to refer to it. It tells you the finish size, the materials that you'll need, anything else that you need, what you need to do to prepare and how to cut it and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm just going to click on Make It and see what happens. So it looks as though what it's done, it's just literally just made the project on all the different mats for me. So let's go back to cancel. And obviously I don't own this. If I want to buy it, I presume I have to buy it because it's showing $2.48 here. So let's click on customize and see what happens then. Okay, so it's brought the project onto my virtual mat and it seems to be showing me all the various sections of the design. So let's just say I don't want this, so I'm going to select it and delete it. I might not want the band or the matting layer. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got various layers by the look of it. So if I select this, it's highlighted here in grey. So that's letting me know in the layers panel what I've got selected. So it looks as though this is two items here because there's a turquoisey colour and a grey. So I've got it selected, so I'm just going to try hitting ungroup. Okay, and now it's separated them. So let's just say I want to cut this in a different colour. I'm going to select it from here and I'm going to change it to this blueberry colour. Then I'm going to select this one from the layers panel and I'm going to change it to this forget-me-not. Let's see how they look. Okay, and then I'm not sure what I've got here. Seem to have got several things again, so it looks as though I've possibly got a couple more layers. So now these appear to say attached and I've not got an ungroup option, but down here I've got a detach, so I'm going to select that and see what happens. Okay, so I've got separate items. So I've got words, and I've got this, but I don't know whether this is a double layer or not. And I don't appear to have an ungroup and I don't appear to have a detach. So I'm not sure what that is. It's obviously this here, but I don't know why it's got a grey outline. Is that just a cut line? Because this looks like it's a draw, possibly. Because from what I can see in this design space, you don't have the ability to set a colour fill and a colour stroke like you do in Canvas. So as I say, this is all new to me, but this is how I work software out. So if you're new, come along and learn with me or teach me. You never know, it may encourage me to buy a maker and start doing videos on that machine as well. So I have a feeling that this is possibly a draw and cut or a print and cut, and I think this could be the cut line. So I'm going to put that back on there, select both. Do we have an align? Yeah, I'm going to go to align, and I'm going to go, this looks like center both ways, vertically and horizontally. And then I'm going to make that a group. Okay. I'm going to bring this to the front. So I'm going to go arrange, move to front. And I'm going to make that white. And it's selected and it's showing me up here. This is where it is in the layers panel, which I think is great because somebody like me that's never used this software before, apart from the couple of little projects you've seen me show you at the beginning, this could all look very confusing with all these things in here. So I'm going to select this again, turn it white, put that back on there and bring that to the front. And then I've got this little butterfly. Again, I'm going to bring it to the front. In fact, bring it to the front, not forward. Okay, so that is the design. Now let's see what happens when I click make it. Okay, so I appear to have one mat with the words, one mat with the white and the blue and the turquoises and the blues and the butterfly. So let's go back and let's see what we need to do. So if I select this, because I wouldn't want this to cut, these are too thin, I'm sure this is what you would get the machine to draw with. So I'm going to ungroup it and select the words. Now the words appear to have a pen next to them, so they definitely want to draw. And the circle appears to be cut. But when I went to make it on the mat, they were separate, and that's not how you would want them. So I'm going to drag an imaginary box around both to select them, group them and see if that does anything. No, it doesn't, but I can attach them. So let's see what happens now when I go to make it. All right, okay, so you have to attach them. So now the words are there and it says draw and cut, and all these others say cut. Okay, so that's good. And it doesn't seem to matter, let's just try that again, whether you leave them all piled up on top of each other. When you go to make it, it makes them all separate colour mats for you, which is interesting. So if I want to, rather than having to keep change the mat, if I want to put this white oval onto one of these other mats and then just line up different bits of cardstock, if you select it, you get a circle with 3 dots. When you click it, it says move to another mat. So if you select that, it tells me this is the current mat I've got selected, and I want to move it to this mat. So I'm going to select that mat and say confirm. So now it's put what was a white oval on mat 1 onto mat 3 with this blue. And then I could do the same with number 4. So if I select it, choose the 3 little dots and say move to another mat, and choose mat 3 again and confirm, So this is the bigger one. So that would be the dark blue. This would be the pale blue, and that would be my white. So I could put 3 pieces of different coloured card on this mat and send that one mat through to cut all in one go. So that would be one mat. I've got nothing on the white mat now, so I presume it won't prompt me to put that in. And then I've got the other mat with the draw words and then the cutout. So I've reduced what was 5 mats down to 2. So that's good. So I'm just going to cancel that. And I'm going to go and see if I can save this now in my projects as an amended mason jar. Save as. Okay, so I can put birthday mason jar and I'll put amended. And again, untick the public because it's just for me this. And save, and it's telling me it's saved it. So if I now go back home, there it is. So text we've covered, shapes, you just seem to have basic shapes that I presume you can weld and whatever together. Choose a heart, drag it out. Let's create a duplicate. Can we flip it? Flip it horizontally just in case it's not completely symmetrical. Drag a box round both. Let's align them along the top so we know they line up perfectly. And then can we weld? Yes, we can. So that would make a card. So presumably, if I wanted to, let's go back to shapes because there was a score line. I can add a score line. Let's align everything centrally. Do I have to assign this as a score line or does it do it automatically? Is that there? Looks as though it's probably done automatically. Let's click on make it and see what happens. Okay, so it's put the score line on one mat and the hearts on the other. Well, that clearly isn't what we want, so I'm going to cancel. So let's try group and see what happens. It's done the same, so let's go back. I'm going to ungroup it and let's try attach and see what happens then. Make it. And it looks as though this time, yeah, it's saying score and cut and it's put it all on one mat. So then I could continue, and if I owned a machine, I presume I would be able to cut that, and then I presume it would prompt me to put some kind of scoring device in. So I think for this I'm going to leave it there. As I say, this is all completely new to me, so if you're a Cricut experienced user, then you know, this video will not be for you. But if you're a new Cricut user or somebody that's new to the software, I hope you found that helpful. As I say, leave me comments underneath this video if there is a way to add a shadow layer within this software easily that I'm clearly just obviously missing, or let me know if it's not possible. But I have to say, the features that it seems to have so far, in many respects, are far better than the ScanNCut Canvas software. Anyway, please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already do so. Let me know if you want to see any more Cricut design space videos, and I'll see if I can work out how to do stuff along with you. Thank you.